Hi, I am Sanjay Patel. Today we are going to solve some more problems on evaluating double integrals. So let us start with the first one. Evaluate the double integral x square into y square dx dy over the region E where E is the area enclosed by the unit circle x square plus y square is equal to 1 in the first quadrant. Or sometimes they can also one can also have directly the description of the set E in this form, that let me write or this can be asked in a different way, say, or find the value of the double integral E x square y square dx dy where E is the set of all x comma y in R2 such that x square plus y square is less than or equal to 1, x is greater than or equal to 0, and y is also greater than or equal to 0. So this is our set. That means the portion of the unit circle in the first quadrant. So let us draw the figure for this. So I will take first say a circle. Okay. This is a unit circle and this is a center, say, and let me draw the x-axis and y-axis. The x-axis and the y-axis. This is y-axis. Okay, so this is x, this is y-axis, this is origin, and our region of integration is this portion of the unit circle in the first quadrant. So this circle is x square plus y square is equal to 1. So area enclosed between this sector of the circle, suppose this point if I call A, then we know its coordinates are 1 comma 0 because this is radius 1, this is also 1, so coordinates of the point B is 0 and 1. Okay, and let us decide that we want to integrate this given function x square y square dx dy over the region E with respect to y first. As I told you in the previous video, whenever you want to integrate with respect to y, say we first take an arbitrary strip which is parallel to y-axis, or say vertical strip in the region of integration. Now the region of integration is this side, and you check that for all the position of this strip, whether it is here or it is here, say the lower end and the upper end of this strip lies on the same curve throughout this. Here the lower end of this strip lies on this x-axis whose equation is y equal to 0, and the upper end of the strip lies on this circle where the equation of this arc AB, of the circle is say for this it is given by y is equal to positive square root of 1 minus x square. So I can write this as y is equal to square root of 1 minus x square. Okay, so we always decide the lower curve and the upper curve by finding the equation of the end points of the strip where this lies. And see, even if the strip is here, the lower end and upper end remains on the same type of curves. Lower end is y equal to 0 and upper end is lying on the curve y equal to this. And to determine the constant limits, we always walk in the region, towards the region in this direction from left to right. Okay, and see, whenever we enter in the region, what is the value of x, the minimum value of x. So when we enter in the region, we are entering this portion through the y-axis, and on y-axis the value of x is 0. So x minimum value is 0. Okay, and if you keep on walking in this direction, and when you move out of this, the maximum value of this say x coordinate is obtained at this point, and that is 1. So x is always less than or equal to 1 in this case. In short, in our region E, x lies between 0 and 1. So I can say that this region E is the area enclosed between say this x equal to 0, x equal to 1. X equal to 0 is the equation of y-axis, you know, and this x equal to 1 line which is passing to the point A10, and these two curves. So this is phi of x and this is psi of x. Okay, let me call this as phi of x. So this integral I can write as integral x equal to, this integral can be expressed in terms of the repeated integral as this is equal to integral x equal to 0 to 1. Okay, x varies from say 0 to 1. It is lying between these two lines, and then we can write directly in this form. Y varies from the x-axis to this. Y varies from 0 to the curve 1 minus x square square root. So y equal to 0 to square root of 1 minus x square, and the function is x square y square, first with respect to y and then with respect to x. We can write directly this integral. Now it remains to find the value of this integral, which is also very simple. Let us see how to do this. This is equal to integral 0 to 1, and then here when we integrate with respect to y, this x is constant, so I can write it outside, and then integral of y square is y cube upon 3, and that is for y equal to 0 to square root of 1 minus x square, and then with respect to x. So this is equal to integral x equal to 0 to 1, and if you substitute the values, this is x square, and when you put y is equal to square root of 1 minus x square, you will get 1 minus x square raised to 3 by 3 minus y equal to 0. Okay, and on simplifying this further, this gives you a simple integral of function of one variable, say x equal to 0 to 1. I can write it as x square into 1 minus x square raised to 3 by 2, because 1 minus x square root means raised to 1 by 2 power, and that 1 upon 3 is constant. I am writing outside of this integral sign. Now the problem remains how to integrate this. Okay, so what I am going to do here is I will take a substitution. This we are using our techniques of simple integration of function of one variable, which you have done in schools. So let me take a substitution. Say x is equal to sine theta. And you know, whenever in the definite integral you take a substitution, you must change two things. One is the differential dx, and also the limits of integration of the variable x. Taking a substitution means we are changing the variable in this integral from x to the new variable theta. So when x is equal to theta, I can write dx is equal to cos theta into d theta. Further, when x equal to 0, these are the limits of x. So we have to find the corresponding limits of the new variable theta. So when x equal to 0, theta is also 0, because sine theta is 0 means theta is equal to 0. And when x is equal to 1, I can take theta is equal to pi by 2, because we are in the first quadrant. You know, this is the origin of integration. In this, x is equal to say 0 to x is equal to 1. This is x equal to 0, where theta is equal to pi by 2, and x is equal to 1 means theta is equal to pi by 2. Okay, so that integral becomes, this integral becomes integral 1 by 3 theta is equal to 0 to say pi by 2. This we are replacing, you just see here, 0 is replaced by 0 and x equal to 1 is replaced by theta is equal to pi by 2. Then sine square theta into 1 minus sine square theta raised to 3 by 2 into cos theta d theta. This dx is replaced by cos theta into d theta. And let's simplify this. So this is equal to 1 by 3 integral theta equal to 0 to pi by 2. This is sine square theta, and 1 minus sine square theta is cos square theta, and raised to 3 by 2 is there. So 2 will be cancelled and we get cos cube theta. So this is nothing but cos cube theta if you simplify this whole, and cos cube theta into cos theta is cos raised to 4 theta. So what I will get here is say sine square theta into cos raised to 4 theta d theta. And you know very well how to find the value of this integral. You studied in your previous course. This is the reduction formula of sin raised to m into cos raised to n. So before I write the value of this, let me explain directly. We know this this type of formula, integral 0 to pi by 2 sin raised to m theta into cos raised to n theta. There is a big formula, but I am not going to write the whole formula here. You can recall from your previous courses. Just I will write the value directly. This is 1 upon 3 times. Here m is equal to 2 and n is equal to 4. And in this formula, we always start with the first term. Remember, the first term is always m minus 1 upon say m minus 1 upon m plus n. This is the first term always, and then we keep on subtracting 2 from numerator and denominator. So here m is 2, so what I will write is 2 minus 1, that is 1 only. I will write directly, I not to waste the time. This is 1, 2 minus 1 upon m plus n, that is 2 plus, it is 2 plus 4, so it is 6. So 1 upon 6. And then we keep on subtracting 2 from numerator and denominator until this becomes 0 or negative. Next we cannot write, because 1 minus 2 is minus 1, so we stop. So this way you can remember this. When all the steps of m minus 1 upon m plus n type of steps are over, next we consider say this n minus 1 upon n and keep on subtracting 2 when m is even. Here m, that is the power of sine, is even, so we keep on subtracting now n minus 1 upon n. N is 4, so 4 minus 1 is 3, and 3 upon n, that is 4, into 3 minus 2. Now keep on subtracting 2. 3 minus 2 is 1, 4 minus 2 is 2. Now we cannot go further. 1 minus 2 is minus 1, so we stop. So when as soon as it becomes negative or 0, we stop here. And since m and n both are even, finally we write pi by 2 according to that reduction formula. So I am just writing this from the reduction formula. So let me write here by reduction formula. If you don't know, you just recall that formula and then understand this. So simplifying this 3 gets cancelled, and what I will be getting here is, say, 6 4s are 24, 2s are 48, 2s are 96. So pi by 96 is the final answer. Okay. So we have found the value of this double integral over the given region. Fine. Let us take another example. Here I am going to take say this way, evaluate. So sorry, this is the second problem of this. Evaluate the double integral over the region E of the function x square minus y square dx into dy, okay, where the region E is given by the set that of all points xy belongs to R2 such that 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1. That means x belongs to closed interval 0, 1. Y is always greater than or equal to 1, and also y is less than or equal to x plus 1. So the region of integration is the region enclosed between these curves or these boundaries. So let us solve this problem. Here x varies from 0 to 1, that is one thing. Y is greater than or equal to 1. So let me draw the figure first. Say I must draw, say, x-axis, y-axis, okay, and yes. So this is our, say, x-axis. This is x-axis, this is y-axis, this is origin, and we have the point y is equal to, 0 is less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1. So x lies between, say, 0 and 1. Let me take this line, say, suppose this is the line x is equal to 1. So this point is 1 comma 0. 0 is less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1. So x lies between these two, and y is greater than or equal to 1. Where is y equal to 1? Suppose 1 is somewhere here, okay, that means this point is 0 comma 1. So I can draw a line passing through the point say 0 comma 1 like this. So this is the line y is equal to 1, and your y in this region of integration always remains greater than or equal to 1. So y is always on this side, okay, means here, not the y value will not go beyond or below this horizontal line. Y is equal to 1, okay. So these are all straight lines, remember. And the third thing is y also remains less than or equal to x plus 1. In such a case, how to determine that which side of the region you should take? Y is less than or equal to x plus 1. So first you draw the straight line y is equal to x plus 1. We know this line for x equal to this point is, first of all let me write, this point is 0 comma 1. For x equal to 0, for x equal to 0, y is equal to 1. So this line is also passing through this point, and when you put x equal to 1, this value, this is x is equal to 1. So when you put x equal to 1, you will get y is equal to 2. So on this line, suppose there is, say, here is 2. Let me, yes, suppose this is 2. Then this point this point will be say 1 comma 2. So our line y is equal to x plus 1 is passing through these 2 points. So I can draw this way, it is passing through these points. Okay. So the region of integration, in this case, y is less than or equal to x plus 1. Just you check by putting one value other than this given, that means which is not lying on this line. Say on which side of this line the origin lies, and it satisfies this condition. So if I put the origin value 0, 0, x equal to 0 and y equal to 0, then I will get 0 less than or equal to 1, which is true. So I should take the region towards origin. If you extend this line, say like this, then you should take this side of this line as your region of integration, not this. So all the points x comma y which satisfies this condition, y less than or equal to x plus 1, are lying on this side. So the common region, or you can say the feasible region of integration, is the triangle enclosed between say this 3 lines. One is this y is equal to x plus 1, another is y is equal to 1, and the line x equal to 1, which is clearly a right angle triangle. Now you want to integrate this. Remember, y is greater than or equal to 1, so this portion is not there. Our region of integration is only, say, this region. It is only this region. Okay, and this is our region of integration E. Okay, now we want to integrate the given function, which is x square minus y square over this region E. Let us decide to integrate with respect to y first. Generally, as far as there is no problem, we try to integrate with respect to say y first. So we take an arbitrary strip parallel to the y-axis or vertical strip in the region of integration. So we take a strip like this, and you check all the position of this strip. If it is here or it is here, the lower end and upper end of this strip are remaining on the same curve throughout the region. So lower end is remaining on this curve whose equation is y is equal to 1, and the upper end is remaining throughout the region on this curve, which is y is equal to x plus 1. So this is my psi x and this is my phi of x. To determine the limits of x, which are constants, after determining the say curves, we always walk in this direction from left to right. What is the first point when we can enter in this region? This is the first point where we can enter through this region. At that point, or on that boundary, what is the minimum value of the variable x? So minimum value of the variable is x is 0. So x varies from 0, and when you exit this region, when you move along this region E, and when you say come out of this region, the value of x on this boundary is 1. So I can say here x varies from 0 to 1, okay, and y varies from say y equal to 1 to y is equal to x plus 1. This is phi of x and this is psi of x. Therefore, the double integral x square minus y square over the region E can be written as, this integral can be written as, say, double integral over E x square minus y square dx comma dy is equal to x is equal to 0 to 1, and say y, I will write like this, y equal to not 0, it is 1, y varies from 1 to x plus 1, y varies from 1 to x plus 1 f of x, that is x square minus y square, with respect to y first and then with respect to x. So we are using this repeated integral. So this is equal to very simple integration it is. So 0 to 1, x is equal to 0 to 1 into integration of this with respect to y. So x is constant. So integral of x square is x square into y, and integral of y square is y cube upon 3, and y varies from 1 to x plus 1. Okay, and then this is to be integrated with respect to x. Let us simplify this. So you will get this is equal to 0 to 1, then putting y equal to x plus 1, this is x plus 1. So putting y equal to x plus 1 everywhere, what you will get is x square into x plus 1, okay, minus x plus 1 cube upon 3. We are putting the upper limit, then minus sign by the rule, and then put the lower limit of integration y equal to 1. So x square into 1 minus y is equal to 1. So 1 cube is 1 upon 3. And this result is to be integrated with respect to x. So when we know the limit now, only one variable is left. So I am not writing x, simply it is understood. It is the value of x only. And let us simplify this. So it is x cube plus x square. And then this I can write as minus 1 by 3 times x plus 1 cube minus x square and plus 1 by 3. Okay, so what will happen is this x square will be cancelled. This x square and x square will be cancelled, and we can integrate this directly without say simplifying. So the integral of this, I am writing here, integral of x cube is x raised to 4 upon 4. Then integral of this 1 x plus 1 raised to 3, there is a minus sign, so I must write minus here. So minus 1 by 3 into x plus 1 raised to 4 upon 4, then plus 1 by 3 times x, and this is to be integrated with the limits x equal to 0 to 1. So we put x equal to 1 only because everywhere x is there. So what I will get here is 1 by 4 minus 1 by 12 into x equal to 1 means 2 raised to 4 plus 1 by 3 minus, putting x equal to 0, we'll get 0. Then here 0 plus 1 is 1. Remember, everything will not be 0. In this term, we'll get minus 1 upon 12. Okay, and here you will get 0. So just simplify this, and what I will get, so this is minus plus, okay, no, now let me write say something more. So this is 1 upon 4, then 1 upon 4 plus 1 upon 3 is say 7 by 12. So let me write this directly. It is very simple. 1 upon 4 plus 1 upon 3 is 7 upon 12. Then this is 2 raised to 4. So it is 16 upon 12. Okay. And this is minus plus 1 upon 12. If you do this way, it is very simple because all denominators are 12. So just we have to add the numerators. So 7 plus 1, 8, and 8 minus 16 is minus 8. So cancelling this, 2 4s are 8 and 3 4s are 12. So final answer is minus 2 by 3. So this is the value of this integral. Okay. Let us do another example, some more interesting one. Problem number 3. Evaluate the double integral of x into y dx comma dy over the region E where capital E is the area enclosed between the two parabolas. I'm taking two parabolas, say y square is equal to 4x and x square is equal to 4y. Okay, fine. So let us understand this. Say, first of all, these two parabolas are given. You know, the standard equation of parabola is either y square is equal to 4ax or x square is equal to 4by. This one is symmetric about, say, replacing y by minus y. It is symmetric about x-axis, and this is symmetric about y-axis. Okay. First of all, I will find the intersection of these two curves. So here we have y square is equal to 4x, and the second equation is the x square is equal to 4y. So let me put from this y is equal to x square by 4, and I can take in this from this parabola equation and substitute this value in this equation. So therefore we get x square by 4 square is equal to 4x, and simplifying you will get x to 4 by 16, and 16 if you take on this side it is 64 times x. Okay, and that gives you x into x cube minus 64 is equal to 0. Taking 64x on this side and then taking x common, we'll get x into bracket x cube minus 64. So we have say two possibilities here, and that will give me either x equal to 0 or x cube is equal to 64. That means x is equal to 4, because x cube is equal to 64 gives us cube root of 64. 4 for the 16, 16 for the 64, like that. Remember, if you factorize this by the method a cube minus b cube, the second quadratic factor will not give the real values. So these are the only two possible solutions. So x equal to 0 and x equal to 4. And remember, when we have x equal to 0, when we have x is equal to 0, what is the value of y? That you can obtain from any of these equations. So putting, say, x equal to 0 here, we get y is equal to 0. We get y is equal to 0. And when x is equal to 4, that is y is equal to 16 by 4. So we'll get y is equal to 4. Or if you put x is equal to 4 in this, y square is equal to 16. So we'll get y is equal to plus or minus 4. Okay. So the possible intersection of these two parabolas are this. So possible points of intersection. So points of intersection of the two parabolas which are given are when x equal to 0, y equal to 0, x equal to say 4, y is equal to 4, and x equal to 4 and y equal to minus 4. So these are the possible points. Now let us try to draw the two curves in the plane, in the Cartesian plane, keeping in mind that these are the points of intersection. So first of all, I will consider the x-axis and y-axis. Say this is k, and x-axis. say like this. Okay, this is x-axis, this is y-axis, this is origin. Okay, the one parabola, that is y square is equal to 4x, is something like this. Let me use some different color. So one parabola is y square is equal to 4x. I am taking this way. This is y square is equal to 4x. And the other parabola, that is x square is equal to 4y, I can draw like this. Say something like this. X square is equal to, this is not right. So it is intersecting this, passing through origin. So I must draw nicely. Oh, it is not coming properly. Let me draw this way first, and that is the only important part for us. Yes, and here okay, fine. So this is the curve x square is equal to 4y. Okay, and our region of integration is the area enclosed between these two parabolas. So this is our region of integration, which I may call, say, E. Okay, and we have found the points of intersection here. One point is this, and other point is this. The coordinates of these points are, so this is 4, 4, and this point is origin, which is 0, 0. This point is not possible here. Okay, and let us decide how to integrate this using the repeated integral. Suppose you want to integrate with respect to y first, then we take a strip parallel to y-axis in this region. So let me take an arbitrary strip in this region of integration. And you can check for all the position of this strip, whether it is here or here or here, the lower end and upper end remains on the, say, same curve. So there is no harm in integrating with respect to y first and then with respect to x. So first, when we integrate with respect to the variable, the limits of that variable will be a function of x or constants. But the last variable with respect to which we are integrating, its limits are always constant. So we are integrating with respect to y first, so limits of y will be obtained by this lower end and the upper end. See, this lower end equation is the parabola which is green colored, and from this I can obtain the equation of y as y is equal to x square by 4. We have to make y as a subject of the formula because I want this equation in the form y is equal to something. So this is y is equal to x square by 4, which is my phi of x. And then y is equal to this curve, the pink parabola. And for that, we have two possibilities here. We can have y is equal to plus or minus 2 times root x. But we have to take y is equal to only 2 root x because we are having the region of integration in the first quadrant. And in this first quadrant, y is, say, positive. So therefore this. Suppose the region of integration would be here. Then we take y is equal to minus 2 root x. So equation of this pink parabola in our case will be y is equal to 2 times root x. Okay. So now let us write down that integration. So the double integral which is required of the function x into y, which is given in the problem over the region of integration E is, I can write like this, say x is equal to something and y is equal to this parabola x square by 4 to the parabola y is equal to 2 root x into y, first with respect to y and then with respect to x. When we integrate with respect to x, the limits of x here will be constants. Now what are these constants? That we have to check in this manner, as I have explained in the earlier problems. When you move from left to right direction, the first point when we are entering the region is the origin and the minimum value of x, in other words, is 0. So x varies from 0, and when you exit the region, when you move out of this region, this is not the last point of the region. The last point comes here, and at this point the value of x is 4. Okay, so in our double integration, this limits of x is x is equal to 0 to x equal to 4. Okay, this is 0 and the upper limit is 4. So it becomes a simple problem now of integration. So let us integrate this. This is equal to x is equal to 0 to 4, and when we integrate with respect to y first, x is constant and integration of y is y square by 2, and the limits of integration of y is equal to x square by 4 and y is equal to 2 root x, and that is to be integrated with respect to x. So this is equal to x is equal to 0 to 4, and then putting the upper limit first, what I will get is x into y is equal to 2 root x. I can put that 2 outside, or let me keep it inside only. Y square, so it is 4x upon 2 minus y is equal to x square by 4. That 1 upon 2 is already there, and when you put y is equal to x square by 4 here, x square by 4 square, so it is x is to 4 by 16. Okay, so you will get this thing into dx. So this is equal to integral 0 to 4. This is simply 2 into x square multiplying with this x. So the second term is minus 1 by 32, and x raised to 4 into x is x raised to 5. So it is x raised to 5 by 32 dx. So it becomes now very easy problem of integration of function of single variable. So integral of 2x square is 2 into x cube by 3, and this is 1 upon 32 is constant. Integral of x to 5 is x to 6 by 6, and x varies from 0 to 4. So putting the values, we get 2 by 3, first x equal to 4, so into 4 cube minus say 1 upon 32, and let me not simplify this. X is to 6 means 4 is to 6, and when you put x equal to 0, both of these terms becomes 0. So we are left with only this much. So what will be this? 4 cube. How to simplify in a easy way? Say 4 cube by 3, I can take as a common factor. I think that will be fine. Yes, taking 4 cube by 3 from both the terms, here we will get 2 only, and here 4 cube gone means it is 4 is to 3 still there, and we have taken 3 common, so this is 2. So 2 into 32 is 64. So we get 64. Fine. So this is 4 cube upon 64 is 64. So this is nothing but 4 is to 3 upon 3 into 2 minus 1. So it is again 64 by 3. This is my final answer. Okay. So this way we can find the value of double integral over a closed region. Okay. So fine. We will do some more problems in the next lecture, one or two more problems, and then we'll start a new topic of say how to change the order of integration. So thank you. Have a good day.